Hi everyone, my name is Laura Lee Phelps and I'm the Panhellenic Vice President of Recruitment.
And I'm Reagan. I'm the Panhellenic President.
We want to welcome you back to PNM Orientation. We are so excited to be able to talk to all of you and so excited to have our guest speaker. So first we'll talk a little bit about what is Panhellenic.
Yeah, so hopefully by now you guys are in your Gamma Chi groups and you've already met some of your girls and you've had a good first couple of days. But we're just really excited to have you guys all together and hear from Haley because we think it's really going to be beneficial through your recruitment experience. And the Panhellenic Council in general is just really excited to welcome you to our community. So the Panhellenic Council is the governing body over the 14 NPHC or NPC organizations and one associate member that we have at the University of Kentucky. These 14 organizations were founded by women who strive for excellence, social responsibility, community service, and leadership. And today, these Panhellenic women continue to uphold these values in their lives, on our campus, in their academics. And we're so excited to share that with you.
Yes, and another thing that we value so much in Panhellenic is academics. Academics is an essential part of being in a Panhellenic chapter, and our women complete study hours, have tutoring available to them, and are generally held to a higher standard. And as a result of that, Panhellenic women collectively have a higher GPA compared to the all women of University of Kentucky GPA.
And again, just stepping even farther beyond that, I think something that's really unique about our Panhellenic community is the reach that we have on campus. So these women are so involved in their own individual organizations, but that stretches beyond just their chapters. This leadership can range from being president of any other organization on campus, being K crew leaders, so helping you guys, if you're a freshman, go through the orientation process and getting introduced to campus, holding positions in SGA, Dance Blue, and all kinds of amazing organizations on campus. This also includes our community leadership, so volunteering in the local hospital and some amazing community service opportunities all throughout Lexington and the state of Kentucky. We are so proud of our community and these women for all of the things that they hold so close to their heart. And again, I know that they're so excited to share that with you through the recruitment process.
Yes, and what I love about being a Panhellenic woman is that being a Panhellenic woman is about being part of something much bigger than yourself. And each of our organizations support a national philanthropy, which means that they raise money through various fundraising events on campus. And some of these philanthropies include St. Jude, the Make-A-Wish Foundation, Children's Miracle Network Hospitals, and many, many more. But not only do our chapters provide monetary donations to their philanthropic organizations, but they also spend countless hours physically serving our community. So by joining a Panhellenic organization, you also have the opportunity to live out those values as well.
Yes. And above all, I think something that's really awesome about our community is that these women cannot succeed on their own. Through their academics and going through the recruitment process, their leadership on campus, they meet so many amazing students, whether that's in a Panhellenic organization or just a student on campus. And then through that, they are also gaining such incredible mentors and relationships that will truly last the entirety of their college experience and beyond. So you guys have already met your Gamma Chi's, and they're going to serve as those first mentors for you through the recruitment process, but even beyond that. And then when you're in a chapter, some organizations have really close advisor positions that you can work with some alumni or even receive a big sister and just meet all of the other girls on our campus through your chapter, through our community that will continue to serve as those amazing leaders in your life so that you can one day become those leaders for the next generation.
So now that we've kind of gotten an introduction to what is Panhellenic overall, I'm very excited to introduce our guest speaker. Today we have Haley Mangrum. Haley serves as an organizational growth consultant for an organization called Fired Up. Their mission is to create the future for fraternities and sororities by transforming the way that people join them. She has a passion for helping others make sense of their identities and building bridges of understanding. She's a sucker for a new Drake song and pretty much anything that includes tacos. Haley is excited to connect with each and every one of you through laughter, inspiration, and realness. She attended Western Michigan University and Ball State University. She is also a proud sorority woman. So please help me welcome Haley.
Be strong, be brave, be direct, but not too direct. Advocate for yourself, stand up for yourself, smile. You definitely should smile. Gosh, you look so much better when you smile. Aim higher, be better, go fix all of the world's problems. Smile. You definitely, sis, come here. You might want to fix your face. Wait. Hold up. Is that what you're wearing? Could you be maybe a little, I don't know, nicer, please? I mean, that's not really a woman's job. That's not really a woman's place. You're being a bit bossy right now. Could you maybe watch your tone? Yep, I think it's your tone. You should probably watch your tone. Smile. You're so strong. Insert a million other phrases or statements you've probably heard, said, or rolled your eyes to when someone tried to tell you how to be, when someone tried to tell you who to be, when someone tried to tell you what to do, when someone tried to tell you how to act friends, when someone tried to tell you when they thought they were in charge of you. But the truth of the matter is, right? The truth is the only right way to be, the only right way to be is to be truly you, the only person in control and in charge of who you should be, who you want to be, or maybe who you ought to be in a way that helps you grow, be your best self, and empowers you in all facets of your identity is you. I mean, I think the only thing we should strive to be or act on is maybe to forgive, release some stuff. We should definitely move on when things bother us. We should be ourselves. Please be yourself and actually love yourself. I encourage you to open your heart. Use this moment to open your mind. I want you to be encouraged to speak your truth and only only your truth. Feel your feelings, friend. Like, can we be friends? I'm gonna call you friend. Feel your feelings, right? And I mean all the feelings. Trust your gut among all things. Learn the lessons and the lessons and the lessons and even more lessons. We got to own our mistakes. And most importantly, I think it's so important, so important that we unlearn the problematic things that we may have been subject to believe that, that has caused us not to even believe in ourselves. The problematic things that that hinder us from creating relationships with other people, the problematic things that are barriers in place for other people to thrive. We need to unlearn those things, y'all. Hey, you get the choice and the opportunity to make the decision every single day to be confidently, to be boldly, and to be unapologetically you. And that's where empowerment begins. That's where true uplift, that's where true inspiration, that's where true encouragement and kindness and love and grace and compassion and sisterhood, y'all, that's where it begins. And I'm so glad you're taking the step, right? Or I'm so glad you're continuing this step, wherever you are in your journey, to seek a community of women, a community of leaders, a community of students, a community of wildcats who empower one another. Because let me tell you something, empowerment, let me be very clear, empowerment, in fact, without a doubt, 100% starts with you. If I had an Alexa right now, or Echo, or whatever the hell it's called, right? If I had that, I would say, Alexa, please play 7 Rings by Ariana Grande, because it's about to go down. We're about to vibe. We're going to have a good time, because those are the vibes, right? Those are the feels. That's the energy I'm on right now. Good evening, University of Kentucky. I'm so glad to be with y'all today for PNM Orientation Session 2, Recruitment 2020 for Panhellenic. It's going down. We're going to have a good time. I know you're laughing. I know you're smiling. I know you're vibing. Hey, maybe you're not, but we're just going to act like you are, right? I think we're going to have a good time tonight. Hello, hello, hello. My name is Haley Marie Mangrum. As Laura Lee told you, I'm a sucker for a Drake song. If anybody, is friends with Drake or like has a plug, can you plug me? Like, I'm just trying to, connect with him and just say hi. Like, I just want to be friends, right? It never hurts to have more friends. Anyway, I'm so glad to kick off your week as you embark in this experience for Panhellenic Recruitment 2020. I always laugh at this slide because it's like always professional and it like has me in my nice, professional shot looking all nice. Y'all think I look nice? I think I look nice, right? And, it doesn't show that I probably sat there, I don't know, 30 times until the photographer got this shot. Or I kept switching. Okay, I'm gonna take the glasses off. Okay, I'm gonna put them back on. Okay, wait, let me turn this way. All right, let me switch my jacket and put something else on, right? Like this is me when it's professional headshot day. Like I'm just in the camera, right? But what you don't see is like, this is me 99% of the time. Let's be real, right? Like, yeah, that's the professional stock photo. But if you want to know Haley, I mean, truly, like, it's like, if you really knew me, you would know this is my face 99% of the time, minding somebody else's business, right? Like not minding my own, like trying to figure out what's going on over there with something that doesn't have anything to do with me, right? Like, this is me. Maybe somebody out there can relate. Like, you're always just, maybe it's because I'm caring, like I just want to make sure people are okay and they're happy and they're fine, right? Or I might just be being nosy. But it's like, Haley, you had one job. The camera was literally right there. You had one job. Here I am supposed to be celebrating the students that I got to advise that year. And I'm sitting here looking and not paying attention, right? In complete judgment, of another human or something that was happening, right? But that's me. But no, I show you this picture because, I'm a professional and I feel like a professional and I'm accomplished and all this stuff. But in reality, if you really knew me, you would know I started off like this. What? Sis, what is going on? First of all, Haley, why didn't you like clean the bathroom floor before you took the photo? But we're not going to go there. This was me back in the day, right? With the arrow, I had the lip gloss on with the glasses. I thought I was Soulja Boy. Literally, I didn't know what was happening, right? Like, this was me back in the day. And this wasn't really back in the day, but this picture is even worse because if you look at it closely, it says, I stay strapped. I stay strapped with a seatbelt. With a seatbelt. Like, what? I don't know if I thought I was like hashtag thug life. I don't know, y'all. And that wasn't my lived experience, right? That wasn't my lived experience. But here I am talking about some, ooh, look at me with my little polo flipped up. So embarrassing, right? But let's go back to this because this is important. This is who I am, right? Growth. We're talking about growth and development. Here I am now, right? Started from the bottom, now we're here, right? Like Drake taught us best. So it's just funny when we look at that and when we see like, oh wow, look how far we've come, right? But nonetheless, what's up? I hope you're having a great day and a great evening thus far. I'm literally so glad to be here. I love working with the University of Kentucky. It's literally the highlights of my August, so I'm excited. Hey, I'm waving at you. I hope you're waving back and we can vibe. Gamma Chi's, take pictures of your group during this time. If there's anything outstanding that y'all discuss, please throw it in your group me or the chat or whatever. I would love to highlight that during our time today and lift up some voices and amplify some experiences that are happening. I want to be in this space and develop and create community with y'all. So please know that I'm there, okay? My pronouns are she, her, and I work for a company called Fired Up Productions, and we help fraternities and sororities grow. We're on a mission. We're on a mission and we're in need of help. We're on a mission to create the future of fraternities and sororities by transforming the way individuals join, right? Now, my technical job title is, organizational growth consultant. But in all actuality, and in true like Haley fashion of not following the rules and making my own rules, right? I call myself a culture curator. I'm inspired to have a direct impact and influence in shifting the narrative, in shifting the culture, in shifting the paradigm and way of operations in fraternity and sorority. I'm inspired to do something, right? I have a platform, I have a mic in my hand, I have something. If I have a chance, I'm gonna take it, okay? And ensuring that we spread more positivity, that we build more real, like honestly real, genuine connections, and that we actually make the world a better place, like we said we were going to do initially. You see, I believe in positively changing the world. I believe in advocating for humans and making sure that I always leave a place better and much more fabulous then I found it. I believe in advancing and maybe elevating and amplifying voices that are often unheard, right? I believe in empowering people to find their magic. And that's exactly what I want to do tonight with y'all. We all have something to give. We all have something to give. And in order to know what we have to contribute, in order to know what our magic is, in order to understand what we have that's so special, we have to first make meaning and understanding of what it is that makes us unique, what it is that makes us who we are, what it is that makes us powerful, right? What it is that makes us unique, powerful, and just amazing, right? Like just an amazing human. You know, when I think about my magic, when I think about the magic that I have, or, you know, what makes me powerful, some experiences and some moments, and more so some emojis come to mind. Some emojis most definitely come to mind. I wear my emotions on my sleeve, literally. Like, you know what I'm feeling and what I'm thinking, because I'm either going to verbalize it like with my words, or you're going to know on my facial expression. You're going to know what the vibes are 100%. Maybe there's somebody else who's like, yep, that's me. I remember one time I told my colleague, I said, you know, when I'm talking, I'm loud. And when I'm silent, I'm loud. People notice because they know I have something to say. It's been like that since I was a kid. Literally, you can ask my mother. When I was in elementary school, it would be good grades, good grades, good grades. Behavior, citizenship, all that kind of stuff was like, I just was a talkative person. That was the feedback at every parent-teacher conference. I kid you not. And it probably still is the feedback now that I'm like a grown human and adult, right? But I always had something to say. I still feel the need to have something to say, right? I don't know what it is, but I think this is what makes me magical. I think this is the root, right? You see, I'm fearless in being an advocate and standing up for what I believe to be right, what I believe to be equitable, what I believe should, you know, be dismantled so people have opportunities. I am bold and direct and hold almost nothing back. Nothing. Literally, my mom is always like, really, Haley, you have to say it like that? I'm like, yes, sis. They needed to know. And I made sure they knew, right? Like, that's me. And being a heavy communicator, I always think it's important for us to understand, you know, how we receive and give love. I'm sure y'all have heard of the 5 love languages, right? Words of affirmation, receiving gifts, physical touch, acts of service. What else? Maybe I said all of them. I don't even know. Quality time. If I didn't say that, that's usually my number one. But I believe there's a 6th one, right? Like, they have 5, but I believe there's a 6th one. And I don't know why they left it off the exam or the assessment. I know that there's a 6th one. It just didn't make the test, right? And the 6th one for me is food. Like, my love language is food. Without a doubt, it's a proven factual statement. There's no assessment needed. Literally, if you bring me food, I love you forever. Like we're bonded. Like, we're in this. Like, what? Like, there's no, like, we're best friends. Like, this is a forever thing, right? Some of y'all can relate. Maybe food is your love language, right? I don't know. I'm like, you know, receiving tacos, yes, please. Making tacos, yes, please. Spending time with tacos, why not? Like, sign me up, of course. Like, what time? Right? Like, I'm like, food is the way to my heart, right? This isn't really what makes me magical, but I think it's important for me to share a little bit of my personality with y'all, right? I love a good nickname, right? I love a good nickname. Who doesn't, right? Like, I always wish my parents gave me a name that was gender neutral so I could have a really dope nickname. Like, I love when people have nicknames like RJ or CJ or like Ross. If your name is Ross, let's be friends. Like, I love that name. But no, my parents named me Haley. They named me Haley. And I love my name. Like, it's cute or whatever, right? Like, I can feel it. I can vibe with it. Heck, it's much better than what they were going to name me, y'all. My parents' names are Miles and Letitia, and they were going to mesh those babies together. And y'all don't even want to know the name they were going to come up with. But nonetheless, I am proud to say that my name is Haley, right? But most people know me. Literally, I kid you not. Most people know me or will call me Queen Haley, right? Or this queen mantra or queen or, you know, whatever, right? And when I think about this, like literally, y'all, my birthdays are called like National Queen Haley Day. Like it's like a thing. It's a thing. Everybody doesn't buy into it, but it's a thing, and I love it and I embrace it, right? But here's the thing, like, yeah, I'm a diva. Like, yeah, I think the world revolves around me. I really don't understand why it doesn't revolve around me, but that's a conversation for like tomorrow. Like we could talk about that later, right? But I think some of this comes from like my willingness to like my ability to be confident, my ability to have this name. There's a story behind that. We'll get to it. We'll get to it, right? But there's a reason. There's a reason. I also have to say this, y'all, these are like my non-negotiables. Mariah Carey is a national treasure and she should be protected at all costs. Like I truly believe that, right? Like she is an icon. She's an icon. That woman deserves her flowers. Somebody grant her flowers, right? You see her like just like she's just on a mic, right? Like, and can we talk about Emancipation of Mimi? A bop, like a forever classic, right? Like it's like that, y'all. Like that is the jam, right? Like that is a bop. I know it's old, like I know it's old, but it's a forever hype song for me, right? I just have to, you know, if you know me, then you know that is my hype song, right? And then here's this gift, right? Or GIF, whatever you want to call it. If I could give you a glimpse into my life on a daily basis, like this is me, like no matter what time it is, this is me. Like I'm always like, wait, huh? Wow, wait. Oh, like putting pieces together, right? Did y'all just see that? Or just bust out laughing? Like that would be me. That would be me 100%. But here's the deal. I speak up, like this mic is important to me because I know what it's like not to be included. I know what it's like to be left out. I know what it's like when people don't believe in you. I know what that's like. You see, I embraced the Queen Haley thing because I remember very vividly the times where I didn't believe in myself, right? I remember very vividly when I didn't think I was capable enough, when I think I could, you know, meet the criteria for a certain position or an opportunity or to be in a specific organization. I remember what that's like. And I want to inspire someone else to see their beauty rather than relying on someone else. Let me be, maybe I'm not the first to tell you, maybe some of y'all I am the first to tell you, your beauty and your worth and who you are and your value and your superpower is not based on what other people perceive of you. It's not based on what other people tell you that you are. It's not based on some standard that you think you should be. It's based on you. It's all about what lives in you. Remember, empowerment begins with you. So I love on people, right? I wear my emotions on my sleeve. I love on people as much as I can. And I'm a tough lover. I'm gonna keep it real with you 100% of the time, right? Because I remember getting to college and not having anyone who, you know, looked like me in leadership positions or anyone checking on me or looking out for people who look like me. And I promised myself in that moment, literally promised myself, and I said, self, I said, self, myself said, yeah, this is what we're gonna be, right? Like this is what we not gonna do, and this is what we're gonna do, right? So I made a decision. To genuinely love others and be there for them. And, you know, by sharing my story, by being transparent, by being open, by helping to support and provide, you know, help whenever I could. Literally, that's probably why I'm broke now, because anytime I go out to eat, I'm just like, take all my money, like give them the tip. They're like, you already tipped 20%. So what? They were kind. They were so kind, right? Like I'm always like, I just want to bless somebody today, right? And whatever I can do, I want to be able to do that in the space that I'm in. You see, I'm inspired to always rise above and being resilient, right? I truly believe that what we believe to be true about ourselves and how others engage with us is largely in part of the story that we share about ourselves, right? And what we believe to be true about ourselves, right? When I think about Queen Haley, when I think about using a microphone, when I think about, you know, my life, why food is my love language, right? I'm this way because I have to be, right? I had to be resilient at times. I had to grow closer to my identity, right? Because of different opportunities that that I was gifted with, that I was given. You know, we all have lived experiences and moments that make us who we are. And the best thing we can choose to do is own them. Don't let them make or break us, but instead influence how we choose to live, influence how we choose to interact, influence how we choose to give to the world. I believe there's power in sharing pieces of who you are. And there's power in making sense of the things that make you who you are. The reason why I want to start us off like this tonight is because we all have stuff about us that are a part of who we are that others may not know at face value, right? The same way some of you right now maybe, have things you may be trying to hide from your group or afraid of talking about this week with chapters, or maybe you're just overwhelmed with life right now and a lot of things going on. Maybe you're fearful of bringing up something because of what someone may think of you. But let me be the first to tell you, and hopefully not the last, you get to make this experience just as much as the other people involved. So I want you to be fearless, and literally be fearless. I want you to be confident and be confident. I want you to be comfortable in being you, because that's what makes you that much more special. That's what makes you that much more valuable. That's what makes you magical and powerful and beautiful in everything that you are. I want you to take a second and think. Think about if you had a slide just like this. Is it that way? It's that way probably. I'm not an influencer. Somebody teach me. But think about if you had a slide or a visual just like this, right? With images or quotes or gifs or GIFs, whatever the freak they're called, right? What would be on yours? Minus the taco maybe, right? The Mike and the Queen, maybe a gift, right? What would be on yours? What is it about you that makes you you? Truly, I want you to think about it. Because sometimes we've had experiences that make us the way we are, right? Sometimes there was a time where it was a transformational experience in our life that is the reason why we value a certain thing. That is the reason why we care. That is the reason why we choose to love. That is the reason why we're always laughing or having a joke to tell. That is the reason why we're a caretaker and we're known as a therapist friend, right? There's a reason for everything. So in just a second, if y'all would be so kind and so willing, right? Remember I said an open mind, open heart. If you will be so kind and so willing to share with one or two people in your group, so in the room right now, or whether your group is watching this on Zoom, y'all can figure it out, right? But if you could pair up with someone, okay? And just lean in and engage in the moment. No expectations, but to listen and be present in the moment. Because this is important, when we have the chance to be in conversation with another person, we then have the chance to share parts of ourselves with them, and they have a chance to share parts of them with us. It's like we give a break, take a break, right? We give a break, take a break. So I share something about myself, and I open the door for you to, share more about you, okay? Brene Brown says, our vulnerability is what makes us beautiful. Our vulnerability is what makes us beautiful. And I think just your willingness to have a conversation with somebody, even if it's about shoes, right? Like, is the first step, right? Is the first step. So I encourage you to lean heavy on the side of connection rather than just like responding to listen, right? Or listening to respond. I mean, responding to, you know what I'm saying? Responding to react, right? Listen to understand, right? Try to build connection. Listen to connect. Don't listen to respond or react. Okay, let's try to be there and learn about one another together. Can you do that for me? I hope you're saying yeah. I want us to build connection and sisterhood before you even engage with the Pan-Hellenic chapters, before you even go through open house or round, because it's important for you to be able to build connection and community with your group or with other students and other women on the campus before you even get to sorority, because sorority doesn't define relationships. Sorority doesn't, define sisterhood. It's the people that are in the organization, right? It's the people that make sisterhood what it is. It's the people that make sorority what it is. So if you would be so kind, and if you could engage in a conversation with someone else in the room with you right now, about what makes you you. What are the things that stand out? When I have my slide, right? Like what came to mind? If this was you, what would be on yours, right? What experiences come to mind? What moments stand out? Why do you think you're funny? If you're funny, why do you think you love others so much? Why are you such a strong advocate, right? I want you to reflect and think about why you came up with those words or why they came to mind and talk about that. If you will be so brave and kind and generous with your group right now and share as you're able, right? Share as you're able and willing. What is it about you that makes you you? We'll check back here in a few minutes, but engage in a conversation with somebody else in the room about what is it that makes you you. I'll see y'all in just a second. Thank you for sharing your superpowers. I would love to know, what was your superpower or what were some of the things shared within your groups, and elevate and lift those, things about you up in this space. So Gamma Kai's, as you can, please share as you're able, within your group chat or whatever, so that we can get that pumped up here, whatever, you know what I'm trying to say. My words are always messed up, y'all. And it's crazy because I do this professionally, but here we are. Like, I'm just here and I'm myself. But thank you for engaging in a conversation about what makes you you. And I want to encourage you to continue to think and reflect on that beyond Panhellenic recruitment, beyond today and beyond this moment. Because as we understand ourselves more clearly and we understand the things that make us unique and talented and special, we can impact the world that much more. We can impact the world that much more. Sororities don't exist to have the best t-shirts and best chants. Sororities don't exist to hate on other women or compete with other chapters. Sororities don't exist to act like they're better than other people or judge humans. Sororities don't exist to impress the fraternities or do something for the fraternities. Sororities don't exist to make people feel less valued. Sororities don't even exist to win awards. We are organizations that are purpose-driven and social in nature. We're rooted in connection. Sororities are rooted in purpose. Sororities are rooted in relationships and bonds and shared meaning that stem from values. Sororities were created at times when nobody really gave a damn about the trajectory of our lives as it relates to education, professionalism, and leadership. Sorority members and the organizations as a whole were able to sustain during a time where women weren't even considered for specific roles or opportunities, let alone scholastic achievement. You see, sororities were created to do something that was rooted in care, something that was rooted in compassion and love and honor and truth and authenticity and support. And y'all, you get the chance to seek that out, right? You get the chance to seek out joining organizations that, can change the world. Sororities can change the world, right? You're seeking out the opportunity to continue to inspire, to empower, to give hope, to support, to uplift, to advance, to make a substantial change and positive impact in a person, for a group, in the community, on campus, or possibly even, again, the world. Y'all, as a member of a sorority, I can tell you firsthand that I believe, all members have been gifted this thing called sorority. It is a gift. It's not just something you say, oh, okay, I think I might do that. Or, okay, I think I want this. No. It is a gift. It's something precious and it's super important because it has meaning and purpose. You see, I think sorority can be powerful if we let it. We can literally change someone's life. We can change the trajectory of their life. We can positively influence someone through sorority. I know mine was. Gamma Kai's, was your life changed because of sorority? Maybe it was, right? Gamma Kai's, have you been positively impacted because of sorority? I'm sure you were, right? I'll never forget a time in my life where I was at my lowest. Y'all, I was at my lowest. See, I'm the friend who always has it together, right? I'm the friend who does stuff for other people. I'm the friend who's like the strong friend. I'm the person who's always there for other people. So for me not to have it together, for me to, not be quote unquote strong, right? Or what I perceived to be strong, I was at a low point. I didn't know who to turn to. I didn't know what I needed. I didn't know what to do, y'all, but sorority saved me. I don't know if I would be in front of y'all right now. I don't know if I would be on this little YouTube thing and the video and Zoom and all that jazz if it wasn't for sorority. You see, it changed my life. It changed my life. I was at a low point, right? And at that time, I was considering if my life was still worth it. I was considering if I had value in this world. I was considering if I even mattered to progress forward? Did I have the strength? Did I have the courage? Was I brave enough? I didn't know because people constantly told me I wasn't good enough, right? I wasn't beautiful enough. I didn't meet a certain standard. You can't do this. You're not able to do that. And I believed it. I believed it because I didn't have a strong foundation in understanding my superpower. I didn't have a strong foundation in understanding who I was or why I was worthy or what value I added to this world. Sorority changed my life, right? It changed my life and positively impacted it, okay? I'll never forget the time where I was at the lowest point in my life and I could not get up. I would get up and I would start crying and I would retreat. And I would try to get dressed because I got to start my day and I would just retreat. And I just could not see the light at the end of the tunnel. Maybe some of y'all can relate. Maybe some of y'all are in that moment right now. And I'm telling you, lean on the people next to you. Lean on the people next to you. I promise they will help pick you up. I promise somebody is there for you. I promise somebody believes in you. Maybe it's your Gamma Chi. Maybe you're a Gamma Chi and you're feeling alone and you're feeling down. Let me tell you, the other Gamma Chis will pick you up, right? Because this is a sisterhood beyond, the letters and beyond that. We are women who care about women. In Panhellenic's bio at UK, it says, empowered women, empower women. And I'm pretty sure they believe that. I know I believe it. And I'm pretty sure they mean it. So I don't want you to feel like you're alone in this process. Gamma Chi's, PNMs, whoever is listening right now, you're not alone, right? I was at a low point in my life and I sent one text. My line, we have a chat. So I'm in the NPHC sorority, National Panhellenic Council. And y'all have a chapter on your campus in my sorority. But anyway, we call each other, like, it's a line. So the new member, we don't have like new member classes or a pledge class or the people who are initiated at the same time. It's like a line. And so I sent the text in my line, iMessage chat. And something along the lines of, I'm struggling. And if you could just send positivity my way. They didn't know I was considering if my life was worth it. They didn't know I was crying. They didn't know that I didn't feel like I could get up that day. They didn't know what I was going through. All they knew in that moment was that I needed positivity. I needed support. I needed some type of encouragement to get through the day. And guess what? They never failed me. They never failed me. And we still never fail each other, right? Still never failed me or failed one another. Because if it wasn't for these women right here, and this isn't all of them, right? This is not even all of them. But if it wasn't for these women right here, I would not be talking to y'all today. I guarantee you, if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't be here today. I wouldn't believe in myself, right? I wouldn't have the confidence to move forward. I wouldn't know that I can, do anything I want or achieve anything I want because I can put my mind to it and I have a support system behind me 110 times. 110 times, right? They're the reason why I stay. They're the reason why I continue to engage. They're the reason why I care about women, empowering women. They're the reason why I take my sorority membership so seriously and I value it so wholeheartedly, right? Sorority can be powerful if we let it. It's a gift. It's a gift, right? It can only be powerful if we let it, okay? So I want you to think about this, right? Because while it can be powerful, it's the incredible humans that make it what it is. Sorority doesn't define you. Let me be clear. Sorority does not define you or anybody else in this world. It's the people that make it what it is. So regardless if you, continue through this process this week, regardless if you join a chapter that you thought you were going to join or you don't join any chapters at all, you are what make the world better. The people are what make sorority what it is, not sorority. So please, I tell you this now, please do not let this experience define you based on who you get invited back to or what conversations you have or what chapters you go to. Let this experience be an opportunity for you to connect. Let it be an opportunity to dig deeper into who you are, learn what your superpower is, engage in more conversations, meet incredible women on campus, and empower the people who are around you. And it starts with you. It starts with you. We cannot yearn for something from someone else if we don't already embody what we have, or we don't embody a certain principle or value within our hearts and in our minds and in our way of being. So please, it's incredibly important that you take responsibility in this experience, right? Y'all are incredibly lucky to have the opportunity to even seek out joining a sorority in the middle of a pandemic. I have plenty of people saying, like, is it still worth it? Why should I join an organization during a pandemic? Why should I even seek out or pay for this? Or why? The value is in the people. The value is in the relationships. The meaning of sorority was built on a foundation of purpose, shared vision, relationships, advocacy, being something for someone. A pandemic does not get in the way of that. If you want to contribute, if you want to give back and find a way to pay it forward, if you want to love on others, if you care about the world and you want to give back in a way that positively changes the world, a pandemic cannot stop that. It can't, right? So I want you to be encouraged. I want you to be encouraged to understand that you have responsibility, right, in this experience as well. It's important that you ask questions. It's important that you know what you seek and desire from a sorority. It's important that you know what you are worth before even having a conversation with the chapter, okay? When I think about my membership, again, y'all, it's the people. It's the people. We talk about empowerment, it starts with you. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for the people. I joined my organization largely in part because of the history and the impact that it had in society, but it was another part of it was because of the people, right? I continue to say yes, and I continue to join. I continue to be engaged in fraternity sorority because of the people, because of humans like this, right? That aren't even in my organization, but I get to inspire. And when I was there trying to lead them, they were in turn leading me, teaching me certain things and helping me get through life and inspiring me to want to give back and do better. So when we say sorority is a gift, it's far beyond what it stands for. It's far beyond the t-shirts and the chants and the decorations. It's far beyond the house and the facility. It's far beyond, you know, who looks the best or whatever. It's the people. For me, when I think about it, it's the people. You hear me clapping. It's the people for me. I don't know what it is for you. Maybe your Gamma Chi can tell you their story about why they stay. Ask your Gamma Chi, what made you, you know, decide to say yes to sorority? Because you could have said no, right? They could have said no, but they said yes to sorority. And they say yes so much so that they're going to help you throughout this process. Ask them why. What is it about sorority that inspires you? What is it about sorority that keeps you going? What is it about your experience that you love so much that you wanted to help us? Because I can guarantee you it's the people that matter, right? It's the people that matter and make a difference in the organization. So when you hear this quote, empower women, I want you to think about it like this. In order for me to pour into you or be in a place to inspire or motivate you, I have to first feel motivated, right? I have to first be confident enough and have a connection to some type of confidence or belief or a purpose. And we can't make people feel included if we don't even feel included in all facets of our identity in the first place, right? Which is why I wanted you to spend time engaging in a conversation, understanding your unique talents, your strengths, and your abilities, right? Like all the things that make us who we are, the things that make us magical. I want you to think about inclusion in this way too, right? When we begin to shift our mindset from the erasure of differences and move toward the acceptance and unique lived experiences of others, right? We need to understand because we have differences, we can achieve this. Because, you know, we are this, we're able to do this. Because I'm not from here, I'm able. I don't want you to say like, well, they didn't care about, you know, they didn't care about my identity, they still welcome me. No. They need to welcome you because of your identity. They need to recognize you for who you are in all facets of what makes you magical, right? Don't shy away from who you are. Don't hide back. Be yourself. You're 100% authentic self. And if you don't know what that is, let's discover that. Let's discover that. Let's reflect and figure out what it is that makes us unique. Okay. I think sometimes, right? Sometimes we may not even understand what it's like to be what we need to be included, because we have always been included, right? Some of us have always been in the in group. And then some of us don't even know what it's like to truly be included because we've always been in the out group, right? We've always experienced being an outcast. I can attest to both, right? I can attest to both. There are many times where I've been included and didn't even realize it because it was designed for me to thrive. And there were plenty of times where it was like I didn't matter, like I didn't fit in. Much of my life, I was told that, I wasn't beautiful or attractive or fit a certain standard of beauty. Okay. I was told plenty of times by, women I looked up to, family members or people close to me or teachers or role models, women in my life that, that I needed to lose weight. I needed to fix my hair. I needed to do something with my appearance. I needed to do something with and make my body image better for what they perceived it to be. And this led me to not feeling confident much of my life. This led me to always second guessing myself for opportunities or leadership or, involvement. This led me to doing things just to prove something to somebody else because I was trying to meet somebody else's standard or because I didn't feel included. So instead of having a strong foundation and a grounded sense of self-worth, I let everybody else define it for me. And that's toxic. I want to end that right now. Let's dead that right now. That's toxic. And that's a terrible feeling. And I don't want anyone else to feel that way, right? I don't want anyone else to feel that way, which is why I'm encouraged to do this work. It's why I do this work in the first place. I want us to talk about this. I think it's important, but I think it's more important that we know what we need to be our best self and understand the moments of emotion that we may have felt when we were left out. What do we need to be included? What do we need to feel like we belong? Because sorority, at the end of the day, at the very end of the day, sorority and sisterhood and all that fluff and all that good stuff is all about belonging. Do you matter? Are you affirmed in every part of you? Do you feel like you can be yourself? Are you included? Are you uplifted? Are you empowered? Do you feel that you could just be around people and you don't have to put on makeup, or you don't have to put on a facade, or you don't have to say your pronouns are she, her, when your pronouns are really they, theirs, right? Like, how can you truly be yourself in a group and be affirmed and be empowered and be who you want or strive to be? We have to first understand what we need, because I don't want you to go talk to a chapter, and be attracted by something or be misled by something. And it's not even what you desire. It's not even what you really wanted in the first place. You thought you wanted that because that's what everybody else was saying, but truly and honestly, truly, that's not what you wanted, right? So before you go searching for a sisterhood or a chapter to join, it's crucial to understand your worth. It's crucial to understand your value before this process and after too, right? Knowing what you have to offer, knowing why you're magical, understanding you have a place and you matter regardless of association with sorority or not. And to also understand what you desire and need to thrive from a sisterhood, right? What is it that you crave from pursuing to join a sorority? What is it that you need to be your best self in a chapter? I don't know, maybe it's support. Maybe it's people, knowing how to pronounce your name the correct way. Maybe it's people who accept you through the things that, you might think are weird, but they think they're beautiful. Maybe it's just feeling connected. Maybe it's just feeling like somebody gets you. But let me tell you something. The only person who knows what you need and what you want is you. It all starts with you. You have the power. I want you to think about the times you were included and maybe the times you weren't. Maybe you noticed, somebody else being left out. What role did you play? What did that feel like if you saw it or experienced it for yourself? Are you inspired to make sure nobody else feels that way? Why? Right? What are those feelings like? What conversations come to mind? I want you to take ownership of your experience. I want you to pair up. I'm going to encourage you maybe with a new friend, right? If y'all are virtual, if y'all are doing this virtual, you can do your own system, whatever. I trust y'all, right? Maybe with a new friend. And I actually, encourage you to, engage in a conversation or consider a time when you weren't included. What did that feel like? Right? Discuss what you want. What do you need? What do you desire from sorority? Why did you sign up in the first place? Right? What do you need to be your best self? What are your non-negotiables, right? The things you absolutely need. If I don't have this, it's dead for me, right? Like, what are your things, the non-negotiables, right? The non-negotiables. I want you to chat. I want you to listen. I want you to engage with the people in the room with you right now. Get to know the people in your group. All right. And then we'll check back here. Okay. So when was the time where you didn't feel included, and what do you need to be your best self? Engage in a conversation right now. it's my hope that you can use the things that you discussed with whoever it was in your group, right? That you utilize the things that you shared and you remember those and you took notes and maybe you wrote them down. I know, shout out to group 44. I got a photo of y'all and I seen everybody with their notes on. I'm like, hey, or maybe that's not notes and I just assumed there were notes. But nonetheless, right? Think about these things as you continue to progress through recruitment and thereafter, right? What are the things that you need to be at full you, like full capacity to be the best that you can be? Okay. You should be overly curious and figuring out ways to discover this in your conversations. You should be overly generous and uplifting the people around you in your group, even. Understand not only what makes you most comfortable in order to be your best self, understand the women that are around you, the people who are around you in your group right now. Okay. I want you, as we consider to talk about better conversations, right? Better conversations. Here's the thing, right? Because we are in the relationship business, right? Fraternities and sororities are built on a foundation of like siblinghood, relationships, connection. We have to know, and practice a level of vulnerability, expression, and finding ways to connect with others who may be the same with us or may be different, right? But all of this, the conversations, the connection pieces starts with a name, right? It starts with a name. It starts with a human being, right? It starts with a name and it continues with curiosity. It continues with the state of being curious, of wanting to know more about people, right? Asking a good question. Hey, you're going to have lots of conversations this week, or you're going to have a few conversations, and in those conversations that you're going to have, you're going to be getting asked some questions. And so it's important for you to ask a good question back. It's important for you to inquire because just as much as this is your experience, you should take ownership in that and responsibility, right? You want to make sure that the organization you join or the organization that you hope to join or the organization you choose not to join at all. Maybe you don't choose to join any organizations at all. You want to make sure you have an informed opinion, you have an informed and a better conversation than maybe you could have had if you would have just sat there and not taken ownership. I can't talk ever, right? A good question. And then nuggets, right? And then you listen for the nuggets. My good colleague, Haley Cahill-Tubert, she's on our team. She's the kindest, and she's so funny too. She's so subtle with it, but she's so funny. Kindest human being I know. Has this concept of talking about the nuggets. When we have a conversation with somebody, we should listen for the nuggets. We should listen to the things that they're going to share with us in that moment and follow up and engage and use that as an opportunity to learn more about them, right? That could be a bridge, a connecting piece for us to unleash another layer, unveil another layer of them and unveil another layer of ourselves, right? Take a break, give a break, take a break, give a break. And so when we think about this, right, it's almost like you're listening to truly understand. You're listening to be present in the moment and you're not listening, waiting for your turn. Oftentimes in relationships, oh my gosh, not relationships, in conversations, we do this weird tango. Like we're just like, okay, it's my turn. Okay, it's your turn. It's your turn. Now it's my turn. It's my turn. Now it's your turn. That's not authentic. That's not genuine. That's not normal. That's not real. Real conversations like happen authentically. They're organic. They're in the moment. There's no, notepad that says, okay, I'm going to ask this and I'm going to ask this and I'm going to ask this. Maybe the first question, you know what you're going to ask, but then after that, it just flows, right? It just flows because you're present and you're engaged in the moment. You're taking it in for what it is. I want to encourage you to do just that. Y'all are probably already practiced this in the conversations that you've already had with one another about what your superpower is, what you hope, to gain from an organization, what you need to be at your best self, right? What a time, when was there a time that you felt, that you weren't included or maybe that you were included? So you know what you need, okay? I want you to listen to the nuggets. Right? Listen to the nuggets. And we're not talking about chicken nuggets. Side note, are you team spicy nugget or team regular? Like if you had to choose, like, would you rather have spicy or, regular, or maybe like there's another type of nugget I don't even know about. Also, P.S. boneless wings. Talked about food being my love language. Chicken wings are definitely top choice. Like, obviously, boneless wings are indeed nuggets. We can talk about that later, but boneless wings are definitely chicken nuggets. But that's neither here or there, right? Anyway, when you're in conversation with somebody, 9 times out of 10, they're gonna drop nuggets. So, for instance, if I say, "Hey, how are you, Emily?" Emily says, "Oh, I'm fine. Yeah, I'm just, whoo, child, I'm fine." I can choose to say, "Okay, have a great day," right? Or I can choose to say, ooh, child, what? Tell me more about this woo child. What's going on, sis?" And engage in a conversation from the nuggets that Emily shared with me in that moment, right? But usually the conversation doesn't go like that. It says, "Hey, how are you?" "Oh, I'm good." "Well, I'm tired." "Woo child. How are you?" "I'm good." "All right, bye." Like, then it's just like this awkward pause and it just stops. Okay. We don't want you to have conversations. We actually want to encourage you to dive deeper in this experience, right? As you are getting, as you're engaged in a conversation, it's important for us to up our conversation skills, right? We have to kind of up our conversation skills. So we're going to practice this with somebody from your group in a second, not right now, but in a second, because you're going to engage in these conversations throughout the week. But I want you to feel empowered to be a part of the conversation just as much as the other person or people you're in a conversation with, right? We got to up our conversation skills. So we have to listen to understand. We have to listen to be present and not respond or react. I'll be the first to admit I do this all the time. I'm guilty of it. I'm guilty of being in a conversation with somebody and already knowing what I'm about to say. I already know what I'm about to say, right? I was on a call last week with the council helping them out and doing a workshop, and then we had like 20 minutes allocated for question and answer. So we're vibing, we're having a good time. They were judging me for loving on Mariah Carey, but that's fine. There's neither here or there. We're not going to argue about that, right? But one of the students asked me a question, and she was like, Haley, we struggle with member retention. Like, people are engaged and people want to join our organizations, but when it comes time to fill out the application, when it comes time to pay the money, we lose them. The numbers just dwindle down. And, this whole virtual thing, what is this? Why is this even a thing? I'm really nervous. I'm scared. Don't get me wrong. I know we can do it. And I'm confident that we'll be able to do the whole virtual thing, but I'm nervous. I don't know. Do you have any strategies or advice? Ask Selena. I said Shalina. What? Selena was saying that. I was already ready. Like, I'm looking up stuff, right? They said always stay ready so you don't have to get ready. Well, that really didn't apply in this situation, but I was already looking up resources. I was looking up documents. I was looking up things that we already had as a company to share with Selena and her community so that they could be successful with virtual recruitment and membership retention. But guess what? I wasn't present. I was listening to react. I was listening to reply. I was listening to respond. I was listening for my turn. And I wasn't listening to be present and be there and be supportive. I wasn't listening to care about what she was saying. And that wasn't my intent, right? Intent versus impact. Sometimes we have positive intentions, but sometimes the impact is not what we hoped it would be. It's actually the opposite of positive. And so if I was being present in the moment, if I decided to listen for the nuggets that Selena was sharing, I would have said, Selena, I'm glad, I'm so glad y'all are confident, right? But you're like, what is this virtual, girl? I feel the same way. But you said you're nervous. You said you're afraid. Can we talk more about that? What is it that has you nervous? What is it that has you afraid? Talk to me about why you feel that way. And imagine where the conversation could have went. Maybe it wasn't that they needed virtual recruitment tips. Maybe it was they needed confidence tips. Maybe it wasn't that they needed virtual or membership retention tips. Maybe it was they needed a strengthening sisterhood or how to strengthen the engagement of your members, resource instead. Maybe she just needed to be loved on in that moment and didn't need a resource at all. Just needed an extra oomph of encouragement and empowerment. We disservice ourselves and the people around us when we don't choose to listen to what they're saying. If we want to be value added, if we want to be a part of a community that believes in empower women, then we ourselves have to empower the people around us by giving them the space and listening and giving them the opportunity to share and giving them the opportunity to care about what it is that they're telling us. Okay. So again, I want you to feel empowered. I want you to think of an open-ended question that you could ask. Okay. And maybe y'all can practice this later. You're not going to do this right now, but we're going to practice listening to the nuggets because I think that's important. But think about open-ended questions that matter. Maybe it's, okay, yeah, I know you love the sorority, but like, what is it that gets you going? Why are you so passionate about this? If you could change one thing, like if your organization or if your organization represented one thing, what would that be? Or if you could change one thing on campus, right? Okay, maybe parking's not, maybe we can't change parking. Maybe we can't change the construction that's going on, but maybe there's something else that we could change. What would that be? Because who knows, that could lead to why they advocate for something, or that could lead to why they chose their major. That could lead to why they aspire to be a politician or whatever it is, a lawyer or a judge or whatever it is that they're going to UK for, right? So think about the ways in which you engage in a conversation and listen to the nuggets, right? You own as much of the conversation as the other people or person you're talking to with whatever chapters you're interacting with. Okay. I want you to feel empowered to talk about what matters to you, what's important to you. If you want to learn more about the diversity of the chapter, be inspired to ask. If you want to learn more about the inclusion, the way in which the chapter has fostered inclusion and made people feel welcome, talk about that. If you want to learn more about the programs and maybe you've seen something and you want to know more about, okay, what does this actually look like? Like y'all say y'all are diverse, but truly, what does that mean? Like, how do you uplift people who are different than the majority of the members of your chapter? Ask, ask, ask. Don't shy away from what matters to you. Shout out to Group 44. They said, what they need to be their best self is positivity. They need support. They need genuine relationships and accountability. 46 hit me up and said they need food. We can be friends. 46, let's be friends. Group 46, whoever your Gamma Chi is, let's be friends, right? They need food. They need coffee, right? Positivity and support. Other folks said they just need support from those around us and have strong relationships with the people around us in order to be our best self. In order to continue to foster connection, we have to be willing to engage in meaningful conversation and listening to the nuggets. Here's another tip that I'll give y'all, right? If you want to take a picture of this, if you want to write it down, whatever you need to do, in order to listen to the nuggets, we should always be prepared, stay ready so you don't have to get ready. I don't think it's, natural for us to already know what we're going to say. But here are easy follow-ups to, that indicate that you are listening for the nuggets, right? So, oh my God, you said how? Wait, why? Why did that happen? How did that make you feel? Stacey, can you tell me more about blah, blah, blah? RJ, I really want to understand what happened when this, because that happened to me, child. I don't know, but what happened when da-da-da, right? Like it lets you be in the moment and put the ownership back on the other person and let them share a little bit about themselves or their experience with you. So we need to listen for the nuggets. We need to up our conversation skills, right? And be present. I love that y'all are talking about, what you need to be your best self. Continue this conversation long after today, right? Because it's important that we understand, what is it that we need to thrive? What is it that I need to be 130% and truly give and truly empower and inspire? If I had to think about what I value, the first things that would come to mind is faith, family or support, right? And inclusion. And that's largely in part because there were times in my life, many of which I've shared with y'all today, right? There were times in my life that these were super evident, and others I came to love, I came to value because I took them for granted. I didn't even understand what I had, right? And I think because I value these things, or because I value these aspects of my life or ways of life, I'm empowered to advocate for others. I'm empowered to love others. I'm empowered to help others through their issues because you know what? Somebody helped me, right? Somebody helped me along the way. These women helped me, right? I'm empowered to care about the world. I'm empowered to care about women and making sure that they're confident and bold and brave and courageous and not let anyone doubt whatever it is that they think they're going to doubt. Like, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Right? And so I value the sense of support. I value faith. I value inclusion because these people made sure that I was included, right? They made sure that I knew that I mattered and I felt whole. Okay. I want you to think about your values. I want you to think about your values. We talked about your superpower. We talked about what you needed. We talked about what it was like to not feel included. What do you value? When it's all said and done, what do you value? What makes you feel most proud? What do you want others to know? What matters most to you? When you think about your uniqueness and your difference, what matters most to you, right? What do you stand for? What ignites a fire and a passion inside of you to want to do something? What do you really care about? When it's all said and done, what is it about you that is truly empowering? I want y'all to finish the phrase. I want you to be encouraged to finish the phrase. I am empowered to, I am empowered because I am empowered through. I want you to do this with your groups. I want you to do this with your groups, right? I want everybody to share why are they empowered? I am empowered because I am empowered, or I wish I was empowered. Maybe it's you wish, maybe you're not empowered and you need that, right? Maybe you yearn to be empowered because of something. What is it? Finish the statement. Why are you empowered? And if somewhere along the lines or somewhere in that space, you have the opportunity to say and share, why did you share that? Ooh, Becca, you said this. Can you share more about that? Cooper, you mentioned that you're empowered because there were times that you weren't empowered. I agree with that 100%. Could you tell me more about what that feels like now, right? What are you inspired to do now? I want you to finish the phrase, but somewhere along the lines, I essentially want you to consider the things that you value. What do you empower? Right? I mean, what does it inspire you to do? Like, why does that empower you? I said, what do they empower? What does that inspire you to do? Or why does that empower you in the first place? Right? If you would be so kind and share this with your groups, okay? I want you to consider the things you value and what they empower you to be or what they empower you to do. Maybe turn to a group of, maybe make a group of 2, or maybe everybody sharing your space, whatever you want to do. I want you to share, what is it that, I am empowered because, I am empowered through, I am empowered to, I am empowered in everything. What is it that makes you empowered? Okay. And possibly talk about the values that, exist. Why are you empowered through that? Or why are you empowered to do such a thing? I want you to listen for the nuggets that maybe somebody shares and possibly practice asking one of those follow-ups. How, why, tell me more about, help me understand. How did that feel? What happened? When? Right? What do you value? Why are you important? What do you hope others know? Okay. If you will be so kind and share that with your groups, Gamma Chi's, if you can report back to us in your group meetings or whatever it is that you have, you can report back to us. I want to know some of the things that y'all shared in your groups, right? I want to uplift that in this space. So if you would be so kind and text somebody from Pan Hellenic or in your group meeting or whatever it is, what did people share? What are PNM sharing? Gamma Chi's, why are you empowered? Maybe you should lead the conversation and share what makes you empowered to be a Gamma Chi. Why are you empowered to be a sorority member? We'll check back here in a few seconds. I feel empowered because I feel empowered by my family because they always push me to be better. Group 94, I feel empowered when I know I can be independent. I'm empowered by my friends and family because they hold me accountable and I value friendships that make me better. I feel empowered by genuine connections. Group 88, shout out to Group 88, talked about being empowered by setting a good example for friends and family, their support systems, and by motivation to be the best versions of themselves. Group 22 said, somebody from Group 22 said, I feel empowered knowing I can be an independent individual and choose what is influencing and empowering me. I feel empowered with the freedom of being in college, right? The freedom of being in college is empowering for me, right? The freedom of being in college is empowering for me. You have an opportunity, right? You have an opportunity, not only as a college student, but you have an opportunity that much of the world will never get to experience, to explore, to get to know other things, to get to know people different from you, to be exposed to a number of cultures and ideals and differences and behaviors and practices that many people won't get to experience. You should feel empowered by being you. You should feel empowered because you're in a space and you have the opportunity to do something. Group 44, loving Group 44, thanks for the photo, is empowered by a great support system, positive attitudes, experiences, relationships, and independence. There's a theme with independence and I'm loving it. Group 26 said they feel empowered by being your most genuine, authentic selves. Group 46, what's up, values, and is empowered by kindness, laughter, trust, and friendships. I don't want you to lose these thoughts. I don't want you to forget what you are empowered by when you engage in a conversation with a chapter. I don't want you to forget what you are empowered by when you have the opportunity to have a conversation with another human in this world. I don't want you to forget what you are empowered by when you wake up tomorrow, when you leave this Zoom call or the meeting that you're in right now. Remember what grounds you. Remember what inspires you. Remember what makes you powerful, what makes you magical, what makes you you. Because let me tell you something, like I said before, empowerment, sisterhood, belonging, inclusion, respect, grace, confidence, all of that stuff starts with you. It starts with you. So don't forget what you value. Don't forget why you're empowered. Don't forget what makes you special. Don't forget why you signed up for recruitment in the first place. Don't forget it. Because I started off today by saying sorority is a gift. I started off by saying that, sorority was gifted to me. And because sorority said yes to me, I have the opportunity, more so the responsibility, to share that yes with the rest of the world. But I didn't say what I maybe forgot to say, right? Is that you are the magic. It's the people that make sorority powerful. Yes, sorority can change the world. Yes, sorority has changed the world. Yes, sorority impacts people, but it was not because of the sorority, it was because of the people, right? In order for folks to empower other people, you have to first be empowered. In order for me to lead other people, I have to first be grounded. In order for me to believe in something, I have to first know what the hell I believe in the first place. You are the magic. You are the magic. It's important for you to understand your superpower. You are the gift. Yes, sorority is the gift, but you are the gift. Friend, you are the gift. It's important that you understand your superpower. As I told y'all tonight, there have been plenty of people, right, who told me that I would never be where I was, or I never even thought I would be where I was or have the things that I have, or or be engaged in the conversations that I'm engaged in on a daily basis. People who told me I wasn't beautiful and I believed them like an idiot, right? You see this face? I'm just kidding, right? But people who lied to me and I still trusted them. People who told me they were valuable and I should believe in them, and I did, but I was wrongly led. We have to know our worth. We have to understand that we are worthy of so much as humans, as wildcats, right? At UK. We are worthy, and our lived experiences, whether negative, positive, influential, and everything in between, do not limit our worth. They don't limit our worth. Imagine if I had a dollar bill right now, right? If I had, I was looking to see if I had one, don't. But if I did, if I had a dollar bill right now and I crumbled it up and I stepped on it and we threw it across the room and we're tossing it around and maybe it got wet. Who wants to touch like a wet dollar bill? But it got wet or something happened to it. It's still worth $1, right? If I throw it outside and somebody catches it and then it, tumbles like tumbleweed or whatever it's called, I don't even know. And then somebody picks it up, it's still worth $1, right? Once we understand our worth, no matter what it is that you've been through, no matter what it is that you will continue to go through, matter of fact, because you got through that, because you were resilient, because you were persistent, because you believed, because you're here today, let me tell you something, you're worthy. You're worthy. And the recruitment process, a bid from a chapter, acceptance from somebody is not going to deter your worth. So with or without sorority, I want you to know that you matter. With or without sorority, you still have the magic. With or without sorority, you're still worthy. You're still worthy of everything you deserve, right? So be bold, be confident, be brave, be courageous, be overly generous, and be overly curious about the folks around you, okay? Because once we understand our worth and that nobody can take it away from us, we're powerful. Once we understand, you thought you could take my worth, but you can't, you can't, I'm confident, right? We become powerful beyond measure. Nobody can stop us, not even if they try, right? That's when we're bosses. That's when we're true baddies. You know what I'm saying? That's when we truly are the people that other people need in this world. I want you to find somewhere within yourself what makes you powerful, right? Maybe it's your smile. Maybe it's because you're truly the epitome of a badass. Maybe it's because the fact that you're always there for others. Maybe it's your ability to always laugh on the spot and make other people laugh on the spot or joke. Maybe it's your artistic abilities. Maybe you're still searching because you spent so much of your life doubting and hating and not believing in who you are. But today, let me tell you something. Today, tonight, on this here day, I'm here to tell you, you are worth it. You are worthy. Look at the people around you and tell them that they're worth it. You are enough. You're the baddest. And everyone in this world, y'all, everyone in this world who comes into contact with you, who comes into your presence, who gets to experience you is better for it, right? The world is better because of you. But that's only if you believe it to be true. That's only if you invest in your talents. That's only if you have the confidence or the willingness to say, you know what? I matter and I refuse to settle. I matter and people are gonna know that I matter, right? You are the magic. You have people saying they feel empowered by the support that they receive from their friends and their families and their support system and the positivity they radiate. When we are most confident, right? When I feel beautiful, when I feel like when I have, confidence that I can do it, I am able to spark something in others. I'm able to have an extra I'm able to spread more positivity. If I don't feel comfortable and I don't feel confident and I don't feel included, I'm not able to share my holistic self. I'm not able to be Haley and everything that Haley needs to be. If I don't have chicken wings, I'm just kidding. That's not true. But you know what I'm saying? If we're not able to have the things that we need to be at our best self, and if we don't believe in ourselves, we absolutely cannot positively impact the world impacts another human, leave a place better than we found it. You are the gift. You are the gift. I hope you feel that. I hope you're empowered this week. I want you to zoom with your head held high. I want you to be yourself and truly be yourself. I want you to have fun. Get out of the mindset of a machine or, I got to say this or I got to do this. Okay, make sure I sit like this. Scratch that. Be yourself. Be yourself. If you need to listen to Mariah Carey before a round, do that. If you need to bump to Justin Bieber, who listens to Justin Bieber? I'm not judging you though, right? He's, whatever, he's cool and all. But whatever it is that you need to do to be in your right state of mind, please do that. Please, please. Because sorority needs more people who care about the world. Sorority needs more women who want to empower women. Sorority needs more members who want to empower people. Sorority needs more people who give a damn about changing the world and making it a better place. And we cannot do that with people who already don't feel empowered. We can't do that with people who don't understand their magic and their superpower. Get excited. Think of this as an opportunity to literally love on some humans and get to know some other people and get connected. Think of it as an opportunity to experience and express empowerment. And don't forget to check in on your group, right? Don't forget to spread love there because that's where it starts. Be encouraged, be inspired, be remarkable, be caring, take ownership. I'm rooting for you. I'm so rooting for you. And remember, empowerment starts with you. Thank y'all for vibing. I had such a great time. I know you're smiling. I know you're laughing. Maybe you're clapping. I don't know. But if you, Gamma Kai's, DM me a picture of your group. I would love to connect. I would love to be a resource for you and know that I am rooting for you. I am your biggest fan. Go Wildcats and have a fantastic recruitment and have a fantastic Tuesday.
Haley, thank you so much. And to all of our potential new members and Gamma Chi's tuning in, I hope that you guys can take all of this amazing information and bring that with you to recruitment this weekend. We are so excited to get things going and to meet all of you. So thank you guys so much. And we are super excited. So we'll see you guys this weekend. Bye.
Bye.